its resident students and teachers. Thank you. You may be seated. In our previous lesson, we looked at some things which are important. We quickly go through what we looked at. What is heat? Who can tell me what heat is? Correct?
Heat is a form of energy which makes substances hot.
Very good. Form of energy that makes substances hot. All right. So when heat energy is given off or given to a substance, the substance becomes hotter. All right. When heat energy is removed from a substance, what happens to a substance? All right. The substance gets cooler. All right. Temperature is another important word that we have learned. Temperature is the measure of how hot or cold a substance is. Right. To find out how hot or how cold a substance is, we use instrument called thermometer. So in order for us to find out the temperature of a substance, we must use the instrument called thermometer. All right, so thermometer is an instrument that is used to measure temperature. To get our measurement using thermometer, we use units called degrees Celsius. So the units to find the measurement of temperature is degrees Celsius, and the instrument used is thermometer. Today's lesson, we will look at the topic static electric energy. In this lesson, resident students and teachers, we will try to identify what static electric energy does. So I will allow you to carry out some activities which can be fun, but at the same time, it also helps you to learn something from these activities. I'd like the runners to come up here. Get your materials. Up here. Get your materials. We will quickly go through the materials that you have. You have some clothes that you will see, some woolen clothes or cotton ones you can see. You will have a piece of paper, not a piece of paper, but an A4 paper. In a can there are bits and pieces of newspapers that have been cut. So those papers, you pour them onto the paper, A4 size paper there, which you will use. You have two balloons, a 30 centimeter ruler, and a 1 meter ruler. Check to see that you have all those things. All right, do not touch anything. If you got everything there, just leave them, and we concentrate on looking at the instructions which you will have to follow. Please look at the screen. Number one, you predict what will happen when non-two metal objects are rubbed together. So we are going to rub some metals or non-metal objects together, and you will have to predict what is going to happen. That's the first step. And you must also give your reasons. All right, activity number one. You will tear the pieces of newspaper into small bits, which has been done for you already. You will rub a plastic pen or a ruler briskly on whatever woolen fabric you have. So we have some fabrics there. We have the materials there, pieces of clothes there. You will rub together with a piece of ruler. All right, not piece of ruler, but a ruler. You will rub them together with a piece of cloth there. And then the next step tells us you will bring the pen or ruler near the pieces of papers, observe what happens, and you will record your findings. So that's the first activity. First activity, we are going to work together with the pieces of papers there, using the fabrics and the plastic ruler. All right. That's activity number 1. Activity number 2, you will blow up the 2 balloons. You will tie one balloon with a string and attach it to a stick. We don't have the stick, so we brought 1 meter ruler there. And then you will charge the other balloon with a cloth. You will all the charged cloth close together to the balloon attached to the ruler. All right? And then you will observe what happens and record your findings. So this is what you are going to do. You will blow one of these balloons, 2 of them. You will attach it here with the string there. Since we cannot stand it here, what we will do is you can just stand it on the side of the table, all right? On the side of the table. Okay, then you use this materials here, charging it, all right? You will charge it like that, rubbing it together, all right? You will rub it together. And then you will get the other one and try to put it closely together and see what happens. That's what you are going to do. But you will follow the instructions and do that. So that's for activity number 2. That's 2A. 2B, you will charge both balloons with the same cloth and bring the 2 balloons close together, observe what happens, and record your findings. So those are the 3 different activities that you will do. First of all, you predict. All the materials that we have in front of us, except for the tin, the materials in front of you are non-metals. So we will have to rub the non-metals together. What will happen? You predict if you rub them together, what's going to happen. Predict what will happen when 2 non-metal objects are rubbed together and explain your reasons. Discuss with your friends and write your prediction. After you have predicted, you can go on to activity number 1. Your prediction is done already?
No, we predicted already, but we are ready.
Somebody has to record it. You record the prediction. Oh, it's recorded there. All right, after you have carried out the first activity, and then if you have recorded what you have seen, you go on to the second one. You steady this one. Oh, you can only tap here. Put it on the chair. Completed activity 2A, you go on to activity 2B, the last one. The last one, what you will do is you will charge 2 balloons. So what you are going to do is put one of the balloons on one of those materials so it can be steady. After you charge the boat, put one on, and then you try to put the other next to it. But first of all, you've got to charge it. What was happening? All right, all finished? All right, we will go through some of the things that you have done. One of your group members will report to us what some of you, just not everything, but just some part of the things that you have done. All right, let's look at prediction. We'll have Jennifer. What was your prediction?
Friction will take place and it will attract the newspaper cuttings.
All right, that was their prediction. Let's have Tanabik to tell us what happened when they carried out activity number one. Activity number one, what happened?
The paper was attracted to the ruler.
The paper was attracted to the ruler. The question is, why was there attraction? Why paper was attracted to the ruler? I hope you have also discussed that with your friends, all right? Now that was your findings. Activity 2, let's have Ayano. Tell us your findings for activity number 2.
The cloth and the balloon got stuck to the balloon that was tied onto the string, and when we moved the charged balloon, the tied balloon on the string followed it.
Okay, good. Okay, according to Ayano, the activity that they carried out where one balloon was tied onto the string, the other was being charged, all right? They said that there was some sort of attraction in it. Good. Let's have William to report on activity 2B.
When we charged the two balloons, they pushed each other away.
Okay, so that's what they found out on activity 2B. We'll have the last group to tell us what they think static electric energy is. All right, we'll have Teresa. Elisa, your group.
Static energy is something that vibrates each other, against each other.
Okay, it says vibrate or they rub or something to do with two things being rubbed together. That's what he thinks. Good. Let's have a look at the summary. Static electricity is a form of electricity that builds up when two non-metals rub together. Right? So you will see that there is a form of electricity, all right? And that is being made, or it builds up when two non-metal objects are rubbed together. Right? So when you rub the piece of cloth and the ruler, there was some form of electricity being charged, and then it attracts the newspaper, right? And also when you try to rub the cloth with the balloon. Static electricity also causes objects to attract or repel, all right? Attract, they move towards each other. Repel, they move away from each other. So you've also seen, like activity 2A, Ayano reported that the balloons got stuck. That means they attract, all right? Activity 2B, William reported that the balloons moved away from each other. That means they repel. When two objects rub together, some of the negative charges from one object can move to the other. Now, what actually happens is this. Why are we rubbing the balloons with the piece of cloth? Now, all matter is made up of particles. That is what we have learned already. These particles, if we happen to break them up, we will find that they all contains what they call atoms. All right, atoms. Right, so everything is made up of, it contains atoms. Right, their central part called nucleus. But these atoms consist of electrons. Right, and electrons, they can be positive and negative. All right, so we have positive and negative electrons being charged. All right, anything that is not being charged as is neutral. Right, so when two objects rub together, some of the negative charges from one object can move to the other, and that can cause either attraction or repelling. All right, when you try to rub two objects together, and if this one causes positive charge, this one causes positive charge, you put them together, what's going to happen? They will repel. But if this produces negative charges, the other produces positive charges, what's going to happen? They will attract. So the easy way to remember is, if they are opposite, they will attract. If they are the same, they will repel. So we looked at charges in all those activities that we carried out. Another way to transfer charges between objects is to allow them to touch. That is our last summary point. Our keyword for today's lesson is electrostatic. Our next lesson, we will be looking at electric circuit, lesson number 1. And the materials that we will have to prepare: batteries, bulbs, copper wires, piece of metals, cardboards, thumb pins or drawing pins, and we'll also provide worksheets for those. So those are some of the things that we will bring. With that, we will stop here. Thank you, class, resident students, and teachers for your participation.